Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the semifinals of the SpyParty Summer Cup. And yes, I know it's not summer anymore, but don't worry, at this point, the Summer Cup has a proud tradition of going a little bit long. My name is Taboshi. I am joined by Warning Track.
Yeah, good to be here.
And we've got Dells as our host/observer this evening. We're going to have both the semifinal matches for you guys tonight, but we're going to be starting out with a live one between Pwndnoob and OpiWrites.
Yeah, very exciting. And yes, it's true. The Summer Cup just starts in the summer. It never really ends there. And I could just tell you all really, really wanted this year to last as long as possible. So we're stretching everything out as much as we can.
Oh my God.
Yeah, these are certainly two of the favorites heading into this. In traditional, Summer Cup tradition, really, a lot of the top players were busy with SCL or taking time off from competition. So what you normally get with the Summer Cup is a mix of experienced and new players, which means often that if someone of OpiWrites' caliber or Pwndnoob's caliber enters the tournament, they're usually among the favorites, right? A very good player, but they don't have to go up against someone like Casey Cayley isn't playing this time. I'm not playing this time. Yeesh isn't playing this time. Stuff like that, right? Yeesh has won this twice, for example. But it's still really tough competition, and a lot of players emerge during it. We're going to see that in the other side of the semifinals tonight. But these are two experienced players in a mixed field, and both of them now one match away from the finals.
All right. Do we have a draft, or should we just get right on into this?
Well, we do have the match format, which is a little different here. Obviously, in SCL, there's a lot of strategy around picking and banning and all that. But in this case, there's more of a map pool, and it changes with every round. It changes from group stages to the round of 16 to later rounds in the tournament. And in this case, I believe we go through Redwoods, Pub, Library, Aquarium, High Rise, and Courtyard. I should note that some of these are the same as SCL, what we call the standard setup competitively more and more, but some of them are not. For example, Pub has more guests, which is something that people have been talking about a lot in other competitive events. So there's a few tweaks here and there, usually to time, but it'll be interesting to see Pub in particular with that guest count difference.
Absolutely. It's going to be a good time. This is certainly a tournament where you have to be a very well-rounded player. You need to be good on all the venues to be able to make it as far as these folks have. But I believe that puts us in a situation where we're just about ready to go. We've got Pwndnoob starting things out on the spy side of Redwoods as Smallman, with OpiWrites on the sniper for game number one. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Pwndnoob went 3-0 in the group stages, but one of their opponents didn't seem like much at the time is Sauerkraut, who's still alive on the other side of the bracket, actually, too. But Noob has not lost yet, or tied.
Starting things out in conversation with the double agent, although with a very busy bar and some busy statues as well, so certainly not going to be picking up the contact too early here.
It's certainly not, and you're going to want to wait. In Redwoods, you really need to watch the party a lot, as Spy in particular.
You've got enough time to wait for things to line up a little bit better on this venue, but not a deer.
Yeah, it's a failed planting bug, and bug is one of Noob's preferred missions here on Redwoods.
It's okay, there was a tree in the way.
There are a lot of trees in the way. Speaking of time, too, by the way, Pwndnoob is a bit of a meme that he likes to add time, and frankly, it's a little exaggerated, but he's particularly averse to doing it here on Redwoods, just one time in 13 logged games.
Well, he might have to at some point here, because this is a very, very slow start as he picks up a delegate from the bartender. Right into the briefcase next, actually, so this is a difficult print on this. He is able to hit it. That could be huge going forward.
Yeah, very. And this is playing a little against type, at least as far as his SCL experience is concerned. He did not complete fingerprint in SCL on Redwoods.
That was such a bold little move. Basically a walking delegate, which you can get away with on a venue like this where the sniper's vision is so constrained. That could be a huge play. There it comes off.
And how is Opie going to react? Hasn't yet. Has he seen it yet? Yes, he has.
Yes, he has.
And the end of red.
There's the contact coming off.
And the first flirt of the game.
No SDA in that conversation out front, so it's not going to be super convincing, but the contact has indeed come off. We have that 22% on the flirt. Pwndnoob's moving. He's even got a fingerprint.
Yeah, I think Seduce Fingerprint's going to be the way to go here. If he's not a big suspect for that purloin, that will probably win him the game, especially because the fingerprint was difficult.
The problem is you've got a fly on the flirt here. There's very little time. We're under a minute already, and we have not a lot done. No print on this briefcase either, so that just lost a fair bit more time for Pwndnoob. He is actually going to finish the return here.
Yes, to bug, I don't think it's going to work, because Opie is just selling out on protecting this ambassador.
He's still going! The madman!
This is the most conscientious I've ever seen a spy be. It's okay. You can put it down. Your work here is over. Your watch has ended.
The ambassador finally outruns Pwndnoob. 15 seconds left to play. There's no path to victory without a time ad or a civ shot. We're under 10 seconds. It's going to have to be overtime, and this is going to be a green time ad. I can guarantee it. There, he is able to hit it. Low light comes off. A few more start coming off.
Yep, nice and calm here, and there it is. Wow.
Yep. Tried a swap at the end of the game, wasn't able to make it happen, just ran out of time, and OpiWrites picks up game number 1.
Pretty good little move there, and it might have sort of worked in the sense that he might not have been anywhere near top suspect for that purloin. However, Opie is absolutely willing to wait. It looks like the other potential suspects, and I guess we're trying to frame text there with the cowboy hat, doesn't look like he really finished after that. So Opie did not feel compelled to shoot, and the old purloin contact and hope someone gets shot thing that we see so many variations of, and this was one of the better variations you'll see of it. This was not a glib, thoughtless little version, like you see sometimes on bad ballroom games. Still, Opie manages to hold and goes up 1-0.
Yeah, it was good stuff. That was a very cool little move from Pwndnoob. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Let's see if Opie can come back with a spy win of his own. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I know I kind of don't even need to say this, but I'll go ahead and say it anyway. Keep your eye on Bug. Opie completes Bug more than Seduce on Redwoods.
Jesus, how is that a thing?
It's a thing when you make it a point to do it every single time. And wow, I think we might have been caught here for this microfilm.
I think so. Green animation transfer to start the game out, and Pwndnoob. That was either a flirt pairing or OpiWrites is in a very bad way.
And that's interesting because OpiWrites did not complete microfilm in this SCL season on Redwoods. But I like the move. The basic idea is even a white test is just going to be free in the early chaos of Redwoods because who's going to be watching for that? But in this case, if Noob is looking for flirt pairs or looking for the counterintuitive play, either way, he was actually looking at the move that I think was designed to not be looked at all.
Absolutely. OpiWrites now with the highlight. We don't know how big it is, but it's the walking bug!
Whoa!
It's a weird bit! He got low-lit! Almost got low-lit for the bounce off the ambassador. I have never seen someone get low-lit for a bug before.
There are a couple possibilities here. Oh, wow.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Nope. There's only one possibility, and that is that Orange Sorry has gotten shot, and we're tied at 1.
I mean, the risk, we were talking in the Discord just about pathing lowlights the other day. Obviously not a full-on lowlight here, and you wonder if there was a bit of a rethink there, right? A bit of a double take. Well, I like that bounce, lowlight. Well, maybe not, right? Maybe just rethink this for another second. I'm going to leave him neutral, which also is perfectly fine. But in this case, yes, as you say, it's for a bug against someone who loves to bug. Does think better of it, but it doesn't matter because we shoot Sorry anyway. I think we must have just assumed that we'd seen a microfilm from her there.
It was such a nice bug, though. Had the angle perfect against the sniper, double walking, the bounce offwards to redirect into conversation in a very unintuitive way. It was an absolutely gorgeous play, and it was rewarded in a big way.
Yeah, 2-0 just like that, and now we're going to be on to Pub, the modified Pub. 16 guests, no inspect allowed.
And we're going to get this underway with Pwndnoob on the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Well, we're right back to it then.
And it's Smallman once more. There's the tie. There's the double. He got 2, the madman, as he steps into the conversation for the first flirt.
I mean, the audience always loves it. The question is, does it work, right? There's no doubt it's going to be entertaining. It's always fun, but is it going to actually work?
If you hit a green on the first one, there's not a whole lot of danger for going for the second in the time of chaos like that, because there's so much for the sniper to look at. He's not going to be counting watch checks.
Well, if he does, it's over. Well, what if you're Pwndnoob and you're playing small? That might be the one situation.
This is fair.
Where the memes override what would normally be efficient. But here's the thing, too. Normally, when you add time on a venue like this, on a 3-5 variant, or in this case, a 3-6 variant, the idea is to get more AIs to complete. But they can't do that very easily with inspects off, so it's less valuable.
Ah, that was 2 people out on the contact when it first started going, but it was a white test. And by the time it actually took, 2 more people had left, so it's 4 lowlights total, which is a lot on this venue.
More important than the 4 lowlights, look at that, the 3 highlights. Opie saying, this is probably where the real contact came from. I'm going to highlight the people who have that real. I'm going to assume it's not Teal, who's the only person in with the other SDA. That is the correct assumption, and now this party is very narrowed down. I don't care how much time you have. If it's narrowed down, it's hard to finish missions.
And had Pearls not started walking, that probably never would have happened. That action test on the contact could very well have just completely swung this game.
Yeah, even if you think the time ads were completely clean, which they might have been, this is going to make it really hard.
Pwndnoob picking up a delegate, but a much higher suspect than he thinks he is.
I think you're right.
Hanging out in an innocent conversation for a little bit, gets joined by an SDA, so now is obligated to start talking a little bit. So, likely wanted to head off to get another flirt in, but got roped into a conversation instead.
I mean, we've all been at parties like that, right? You get cornered by someone, and now you're in a conversation you didn't want to have, except this time, it's life and death. And look at him, he is spamming interrupts.
What is happening?
He's trying to encourage people to leave the conversation by interrupting over and over again. We have seen this occasionally. Iran did this against me on balcony, actually. You will see it occasionally, and in this case, I guess it was to try to get the conversation smaller, maybe, so the delegate was more effective. I think this might not take in time, by the way.
No, it didn't at all. Delegate is expired. Second flirt comes off, another white test up to 68%. Still 2 minutes left to play because of those early time ads. Pwndnoob has a lot of time to take it slow. But it might just not be enough.
Yeah, if Opie did not catch the time ads, which is very plausible, at this point he's definitely feeling the length of this game and saying, this is more like happy hour and a half. This one's going on a little long.
Pwndnoob almost certainly just going to hang out here and wait for the timer flirt to see if we can get this seduction target finished up, but she's not having it, steps away. Pwndnoob immediately moves to give chase.
And we are under 130.
Pwndnoob is much faster, so it's probably not going to happen.
He is much faster, and notice now, we are now officially under the point at which the game would be over without those time ads too, so there's no mistaking it anymore.
And we still have 1 minute and 10 left to play.
It's a lot of time.
Another time ad comes off!
Whoa!
The shot comes off on a inspect?
I suppose so. I'm looking. There was no print there either.
That must have been a hallucinated swap, right?
Either that or more, just as likely. I'm going to say this is more likely because this happened to me a couple of times. Possibly a hallucinated third inspect cycle. Sorries are a little slow. I have very often thought to myself, wow, she's still at statues, and then talked myself into a third inspect cycle. That's my best guess, but it's definitely one of the two, I think. Wow.
You don't see that very often at all, but Pwndnoob is absolutely going to take it up by 1 once more as we're getting ready to step into the next one. As Pwndnoob steps onto the sniper side, and OpiWrites once again trying to tie it up from the spy side in 3, 2-1 playing it.
I did check the replay on that previous game before we moved on, and if there was a print there, it was difficult at minimum. The general had touched the statue most recently, and if there was a difficult there, it was there for minutes on end, too. So that's the best possible explanation, is that he was crediting 2 difficults, which is a lot.
On the way through, somehow it takes! Was it seen? I think it's at least heavily suspected.
It's all sorry all the time. Sif shot on Redwoods, Sif shot on Pub, and now the actual Spy and already highlit, but with a bug. If Pwndnoob is not completely crediting that bug, oh wow!
He's not!
What is this match?
That was a phantom bug coming in for the briefcase return.
Yep, I'm gonna take another look at this.
That might not even have been a phantom bug. That might have been Pwndnoob just saying, I don't think there's enough room there.
I think so. I mean, look, briefcase etiquette, the actual rooms, even when you study them, it's very subtle. It's very subtle. I've seen people confidently think that something is illegal only to have it turn out to be an AI, and that might be the case here. There are a lot of vagaries, and some players, myself included, will often just say, look, I'll watch people for weird briefcase stuff, but I'll almost never shoot for it. It has to be so blatant for me to shoot for it because it's just such witchcraft sometimes. And I don't know if that's the case here. I think suspecting a bug, though, is slightly more likely in this case.
Can we talk about that bug, though? Like, that is one of the worst places to try to take a bug on Pub. It's so easy to get caught out on it because of the angles the sniper have, but that one was
fine.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you can maybe sort of see the hand start to move, but more it's the path that you're suspicious of, right? It's the path, it's the character, and it's the player you're playing. That combination of things makes that very suspicious. But you can see, obviously, given that he shot Green Dress just a few seconds later, wasn't crediting it that much. So, pretty good.
Absolutely. And now, once again, tied at 2 going into the library, and Pwndnoob has done it for a 3rd game in a row. It's going to be Smallman in 3, 2, 1 playing it.
Okay. Sure. You know, I mean, look, if Spies can win 2 games on Pub and 3-6 and Speckless, then anything can work.
What a match this has been so far.
I'm not going to say it's been well played, but it has been interesting.
First flirt comes off for 28%. Not able to get in the ideal spot in the conversation, but 28's not too bad, especially if we can hit a grow. My. Oh no. Oh God.
Are we trying to hide behind here? Yes, we are. We're thinking we're not visible. Yep, we're not actually covered, though. We thought we were covered, but we're not.
Oh, this is bad.
I don't think it's going to work.
This is a problem for Pwndnoob, I think.
Yep, the idea is there's someone there. Oh, wow. Here we go.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Oh, he freaking pearls! His head is in the way!
Yep. This is what you're counting on with that far right statue, but this is going to be narrowed down immediately, and I think there's a pretty good chance he's going to note Smallman because he saw how quick that was. The idea is to be completely hidden behind Duke there. They're even wearing the same color suit. Yep.
Doesn't even have to wait. The shot comes off immediately. And is that our first sniper win?
No, Opie won the very first one.
Right.
But since then, yeah, it was 3 in a row.
My, oh my.
Okay, all right. I'm just going to predict we're going to start to settle into some normal SpyParty games pretty soon.
One can only hope. Let's find out if Opie can settle down a little bit. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. What?
Opie is immediately mistakenly Lolet. Okay.
What is happening?
That's clearly a misclick at the very start of the game.
No! Look at the lights!
Wait. Is this a system?
This is a light strategy. We've got a green purloin going on.
And we get bumped back up.
There's some sort of crazy light strategy going on here.
All right, we're just trying stuff. This is this is an experimental game mode here. In the semifinals of the Summer
on the
Cup.
first flirt. We've got a blue microfilm in pocket. We've got a green purloin pending.
It's still going. This is ridiculous. Look at this.
This is insane. This is insane from both sides. There's the flirt getting finished up. What is happening in this game?
Well, my prediction was immediately proven wrong.
By both players at the same time. There's the purloin finally coming off. There's the shot.
Oh my
There's
God.
another spy win.
What on earth is happening in this set? Just bloodthirsty is all you can say about these snipers. They're just dropping innocent people left and right. The humanity, Tobo.
I think we need an APM count from the sniper side that game. What just happened?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
This match is unprecedented. And we've got a hecking Aquarium up next.
I can't believe I would say this, but I'm pretty sure Aquarium games here are going to be the least ridiculous games of this match because they would kind of have to be. You say unprecedented, I say hopefully unrepeated as well. I kind of feel like Opie's pretty close to closing this out, though, because after all the craziness, you look at the score, and it's pretty definitive so far.
All right, let's get into this thing.
Guess
on
what?
The Aquarium, it's Pwndnoob on the Spy. As it looks from this camera, it looks like as the ambassador.
Yeah, that would be a bold move, Tobo. I'm going to play as the ambassador this game. I'm not going to get fingerprints, or only get fingerprints. I'm not sure which, but yeah.
No, clearly it's as Smallman, basically inside of the ambassador. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Can you bug the ambassador like Tauntaun style? Does that work? Yep, we're going to bug immediately. It's not going to take. We're shot. It's 6-1.
Why?
Do we need to be here?
Ladies and gentlemen, Smallman.
Yeah, I don't know if the plan was to go all Smallman from the beginning, but after the first 3, it became obvious this was just the thing.
Yeah, this is just a situation. Opie, save us! In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I will take anything other than.
Oh my God! That's the match, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's the last game of the semifinal 1.
Listen, there are levels of tilting. This is one of the bigger ones I think I've ever seen.
I think Pwndnoob was realizing that Smallman got him killed like most of those games and just wanted revenge at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. What I was saying as Smallman got shot was that the only thing I want is something other than a Civ shot, and didn't even get the thought out. All right, so OpiWrites
instantly.
OpiWrites. I mean, listen, there's a little precedent for this. Noob famously during a match that you probably remember, famously shot Orange Sorry on balcony in one of those Scallions games immediately because of all the orange dress meta. Yes. However, in that case, there were 2 modern games coming up after that, including a sniper modern game when it was 5-8. So it was much less risky, playing with a lead and a very winnable sniper game in your pocket. In this case, it's for your tournament life, and it's the same kind of thing. Still meme until the very end, but OpiWrites moves on to the Summer Cup 2020 finals to face one of our next 2 competitors.